given the opportunity to share my story and give insight on what it is like to be in care and then working in care. It is crucial for those of us in this room, operators, executive directors, managers, social workers, decision makers, everyone, to always center youth in all of our conversations and plans. It is more than just a nice thought. It is our responsibility. I was only in care for 6 months, and each decision made affects not only me now, but also the life of a 10-year-old girl. I am currently a student at UNB St. John in the BSW Bachelor Social Work program. I have been told several times that I am a living success story for not only CYC, Center for Youth Care, but for social development as a whole. I am sharing my story to remind all of us here today that even though you may not always feel as if you're making a difference or an impact on a resident's life, you are. 2 years ago, I had my first placement with NVCC. I walked into my placement nervous at first, but also excited knowing I had experience that could not be taught. I met my field supervisor. Sorry guys. I walked into my placement nervous at first, but also excited knowing I had experience that could not be taught. I met my field supervisor at CYC. I could not place her there, but there was an empathetic connection between us. I began working for a Center for Youth Care directly after my placement had finished. I decided to complete orientation at several houses to expand my knowledge. I was given the address to my first house. I arrived and realized this house was my child. 11 years ago, I was brought into an emergency care home in CYC. It did not set in that this would be my new home. My childhood was diminished and mixed with traumatic events. I truly believe my childhood started at this house. Thus bringing me to my first quote stated to me by a resident. I was in a bad place there, and I'm happy here. Very few children understand why they are where they are. It is truly a privilege to not have to think that. The second home I went to felt different than the first, and I never understood why. The staff there did not only make me feel comfortable and safe, but they made me laugh, listened to me, cared for me, and made sure I wasn't going to school in embarrassing outfits. The love I had for these staff members was amazing because they were my family. I still look back at pictures I have with them and think of the memories we shared and wonder where they ended up. I don't only wonder where the staff ended up, but also where the residents ended up. That I will never know, but I hope you're doing well. I will never forget looking out my bedroom window every night, listening to the cracks and steps of each person in the house, the whispers of the staff, and the movement of each resident around me. I want people to remember kids can feel the tension, understand and hear more than you think. This brings me to my second quote stated to me by a resident. I'm not sure why I'm here, but I'm glad I am. Curious kids will try to figure out things, especially if they are invested in it. While having a nightly conversation with my dad last year, he asked me if I remember him coming to visit me when I was younger. I said, yes, of course. Then he asked me about specific events that I don't remember, and they were all positive, so I don't know. I was so focused on the traumatic previous events that I had missed the positive moments in my life during those times. My third and final quote is, just because someone carries it well does not mean it is not heavy, by Paul Kelly. We all have things that we consider heavy. How we choose to carry it and work with it is a different story. When I was younger, I told my social worker everything I thought she wanted to hear. I did this because I thought that is what I was supposed to do. I tried to make sense of my own situation anytime I could, but that was not my job. My social worker was often my escape from reality. I now understand why she had to ask the questions she did. Thankfully, she did it in a way that did not feel overwhelming. Having a social worker you connect with is crucial. She used coping and nurturing skills personalized to my personality and age, making everything fun. I used to faint due to the amount of stress I had before she came into my life. In a short story, she saved me, and I will forever be grateful. I will never know the full story, but I don't need to, and that's okay. I know I can make a difference for others, just as Social Development and Center for Youth Care has done for me. There are both positive and negative aspects to this grateful to have had each and every worker in my life. There will always be hope within the system.